Good afternoon and happy weekend, everyone. It's Friday again. Welcome in the chat at Defion Jack, Don Visrick, RHPS, Maccabees, Rascal, Bing Varstand, Angry Scoutsman, and Tsika. Welcome. And is it just me, or did YouTube just add "et" in the beginning of everyone's name? Is it just me? Can you see that the same in the chat? Is the "et" in the beginning of every name for no good reason? I see that in the chat on my PC and on my phone. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know why would they do that. Doesn't seem necessary at all. Make it look worse. Reverse that, please. You see that too? Okay, that's so odd. I don't know why would they do that. It's looking so much worse now. It was just fine normally displaying names, and now, yeah, I don't know why they did that. And Tadefio Jack, you are in Tenerife. Awesome. Good for you, Adefion Jack. And if you are in Tenerife, I should probably already say that unfortunately, there will be no live stream tomorrow, as I made a last-second decision to go not to Tenerife, but to Bournemouth over the weekend. So tomorrow morning, I'm just driving to Bournemouth, as it's supposed to be really nice summer weather. I need to catch nice summer weather at the seaside at least one weekend. So I'm going there. I will be back on Sunday, so it'll be no live stream. So it's not really good news for you. It's generally good news for me, as I will be swimming there. It's awesome. Sand, sun, and water. So yeah, they did mess up usernames. I don't know for what reason. So everyone see that. So that's not only me. I don't know. I don't know why would they do that. It looks so much worse. No good reason. It looks so much worse. I was always happy because chat on YouTube, the names were looking better and were more readable than names on Twitch. But now they reverse that, and that's other way around. The problem with names on Twitch, by the way, hello Potty Chap and Kriegs, is that they all different color and not very readable. There is a lot of emoji, a lot of markers, a lot of colors that affects readability negatively, and YouTube decided to catch up and break the readability of the names by adding "et" at the beginning and messing up with usernames. Okay. Everyone username has been changed and displaying weird. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. Back to the follow topics. There was one important announcement, but there was no follow-up as of yet. It's supposed to be today. Okay, I will just show you that. So something is happening about future updates. We'll know soon. We're supposed to know today what's the next update. There it is. Let me switch the camera. There it is. Hey, Fallout 76 news. Tomorrow, we'll be sharing an early look at upcoming combat and perk balancing changes that will arrive in the next public test server update. Not releasing tomorrow, so the public test server is not starting yet, but there would be info about it. These changes include, but are not limited to, providing a significant boost to underperforming weapons, significant increases to melee weapon damage, changes to make the VATS formula more consistent, and improving the feel of manual aiming. So they are declaring buffs again. I just cannot believe it. I need to wait for like detailed notes. I cannot believe it, as they just declared a buff update. Another update supposed to bring more buffs to weapons and manual aiming. I cannot yet believe it. It's too good to be true. Then let's follow up. We are excited for you all to dive into these changes and share your feedback. We recommend preparing some tea, coffee, water as you read through it all. feel free to chat about this in PTS general discussion so we keep our channel discussions tidy. And as well, they move suggestions, the forum format. That's less important announcement. That's only if you are dropping suggestions there. But if you are, then you already probably know that. So this is it. Buff to combat. Hopefully those will be published soon, so we'll have a peek during Turtlecast. If not, I will update you as soon as that drops. I will drop a video about it, obviously, and I will share what I think. If you like it or not, I always share what I think. I know some people don't like it, but that's the point of the channel. I do share what I think about things. That's the main point of this channel, so I can say what I think and what I like and so on. Doesn't mean everyone needs to agree. We absolutely don't need to agree. Alex is saying, what? Are you going to have fun? Can't believe you. Merging Twitch and YouTube chat is not allowed based on Twitch terms and conditions. They cannot get merged. If they ever change those terms and conditions, I would be up for it. Yeah, the classic melee weapons, some of them definitely do need some rework. I'm not even sure if necessarily the damage, but you know what's missing in melee department? The damage registration, correct damage registration. When you fight regular, like what's broken at this moment. When you sprint and attack, it's supposed to count as power attack. It does not. It do the power attack animation, but inflicts regular attack damage. So that's the one major issue. The second major issue is VATs. VATs quite often do not let you attack, even though you're supposed to, get stuck at 0%, even though you are close. They should just add the perk from Fallout 4, I think, that was called Blitz, letting you like teleport a little bit towards the enemy when using VATs, and make it always 95% when you are in range. And that would solve a lot of issues. So that's what melee needs, in my opinion. Those two things. And melee is wonderful. Not as much straight up buff to the damage weapon do, but those two fixes would give melee a very welcome feel. Yeah, it's supposed to be about the next patch. It's supposed to be the final combat balancing patch, as they getting ready to release the biggest update ever that's coming in December. That is still a secret. We don't know what is that. It was only revealed that that's gonna be biggest update for Fallout 76 that we ever received. That's the claim from Bethesda. So I tried not to be too excited because, 16 times the details. So I try to keep my excitement on the low as much as I can. I don't want to get ready for something incredibly huge and then get disappointed. That's the worst. Sometimes even good update can disappoint you if you are expecting phenomenal update. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. For example, other way around, it's for me Fallout London. I was expecting it to be a decent player-made DLC for Fallout, but it's actually full-blown big DLC, like if Bethesda would made it themselves. Therefore, I'm positively surprised there. It's like standalone game Fallout London, so I'm enjoying that a lot. And that's a positive surprise when my expectations were rather low, I would say, maybe even too low. I didn't give them credit they deserve, so I'm saying that now. The Fallout London did an amazing job there. Now let me take a look on the chat. I'm usually safe in water, and if something happens to me, at least I would die in the ocean when I'm happy. So that wouldn't be the worst. Honestly, if I would be to die, let's say, from cancer or car accident, or just get lost, eaten by shark in the sea, I'd take the shark. Oh no, Miggy, I hope you are not right. Miggy is saying, but what if the biggest update ever is just us being able to fish in power armor? That would be epic troll if they would do that. That would be epic troll. Yeah, I hope they will fix the stat lock bug, but we'll see. We need to wait for public test server to be launched to see any news about it. I don't know if people do that, like merging chats, but it's against terms of service on Twitch multi-streaming. I read that. Unless it's already outdated. I don't know. I'm not reading every time they update it. I'm not gonna read everything every time they update. I'm always behind what is in those terms and conditions. The same about YouTube terms and conditions. Like, let's be honest. Who reads that every time they update it? They both update it monthly. Who reads that? Like, I don't have time for that. And it's not particularly interesting read. "76 is always broken." No, it's not broken, but it always has bugs. But that you can say about every Bethesda game. Every Bethesda game always has bugs, which we renamed for the purposes of Fallout into features. Some people really hate that, but that happened years ago. It was not my idea. Just community come up with that, and I adopted it. I'm not claiming I come up with features. Now, okay, questions from Discord. Let's see what questions we have from Turtle Army Discord. Ask the turtle. All right. Camera. The ghoul cards, radiation, power, and mad scientist. How much does each consume of your glow per hit? It's a little bit. I don't know exact values. It seems like about 20 of the glow, maybe 25 each consumes per hit. And unfortunately, it is additive bonus, so definitely not worth it. It's not a lot of glow. Like, glow is the same as health. So let's say you have maximum, your max health would be 400. So your max glow bar would be 400 too. You boost your maximum health, your capacity of the glow bar goes up too. It's 20 or 25 per shot. It's way too much to make it work, because you are spending your glow really fast with some weapons and you are getting 20% additive bonus. Really poor. Really poor bonus at this moment. Daniel. Hello. I think we should somehow make Bethesda to add some kind of ghoul sign visible in the team menu. I'm for it. It is annoying to jump through the teams to find a fellow ghoul to play, and when he goes out, the searching starts again. I think it should be a rat sign like we have on the character choose menu. And the question, do you know if stat lock is working in raid or the game updates because it is an instance interior? No, it's still locked unless you use the loadout machine inside the raid. And I'm not sure if one loadout machine covers entire raid. I would need to test that. For the end and advice, when you are fishing in the crowd and almost everyone has the same boba, you just watch the one that's moving. Only yours will be doing that on your game screen. Oh, only yours will be moving up or down? Okay, I didn't notice that. Thank you, Daniel. And this suggestion you need to put on official Bethesda under suggestions. They will not read it here. You need to put it on Discord suggestions, official Bethesda suggestions. Hello, AT. Would you be willing to make a build centered around Blood Sacrifice Legendary? With the new update, I have been able to sustain virtually infinite AP by emphasizing maximal health regeneration, vampire, conductors, rejuvenators, limit breaking, endurance, medic pump, field surgeon, first aid, born survival, etc. My only problem is being able to sustain adequate damage, which is what I hope you would explore in more detail. I did play with it a little bit. I don't know if I would do more. Maybe I will do something about it. The point is, unfortunately, you can sustain infinite AP with just conductors. And to run it with blood sacrifice, you need to add vampire, and that's not an option. If you want damage, the reason for running blood sacrifice would be if you want to push maximum damage with high AP cost weapons. And that's a problem. That's not compatible with vampire. That need to be furious in that case scenario. And if you are running vampire conductors, you don't even need blood sacrifice at all. You can just conductors will sustain most weapons infinitely in that. It's like, it's tough. I will try to explore that more, but it's tough to find a good use case for me for blood sacrifice. Next one. Good day to you, Angry Turtle. I watched your most recent Ghoulmando video, and you mentioned that the glowing perk cards are really not worth it in our builds as far as beneficial for our builds. So I was thinking, maybe could you make a build that is Ghoul Commando Chinese Stealth Suit type of build? Have not seen anybody make this type of build for a Ghoul since the release of the Ghoul character. Anyways, thank you again for all that you do for us as a community, and love Ship Squatch Day, that was awesome. Thank you very much. The main problem with Chinese Stealth Armor, this is like a beginner build. Chinese Stealth Armor is compatible with beginner builds. Later on, the value of Legendary, especially now that you can have 4 stars on each item, Chinese Stealth Armor cannot compete. And Chinese Stealth Armor Rat Protection is useless for ghouls, so that's not even a benefit. It makes a little bit of sense for human, as human can benefit from radiation protection. Ghouls, no, really. So that's... You can run Stealth Commando with Chinese Stealth Suit, but you give yourself a disadvantage, unfortunately. Is Marsupial working properly? I'm hearing complaints. I'm not an expert enough to tell. It's sometimes getting stuck. My guess, it is connected with stack lock bug. If you don't join the team when you join the server and fast travel first, then Marsupial locks out at the value before Strange in Numbers kicks in on default value. Hey Turtle, I heard you mention in a video that being a Megavore when turning Ghoul locks you into Megavorness. Is that accurate? Wouldn't need to balance serums? It's like it doesn't lock you. I don't know what you mean by lock you. If you go Ghoul as you are Megavore, you stay Megavore. You are not locked. You can still use Radaway to wipe out your mutations. If I'm already a Ghoul, could I theoretically go human, become Megavore, become Ghoul again, and be a functional Megavore forever? You can, as long as you don't remove your mutation, and you still need to pop serums. Like, it doesn't remove the requirement for serums. You still need to pop serums every hour. But yes, you can do that. But you still need serums. If you were thinking that I'm talking you no longer need serums, that's not what I was saying. I was saying you can be Megavore. As long as you don't pop any Radaway to remove your mutations, or you can put star genes if you feel like you're gonna pop a Radaway, or walk through a radiation shower. Ghouls cannot lose mutations naturally or obtain any more mutations. They need to be intentional. There is no need for ghouls to pop Radaway. Hey Turtle, I was wondering if you've noticed Vulcan power armor being bugged and not providing the AP regen as it should. I'm currently hopping between 2 sets of power armor, a T65 with 3 pieces having the powered 2-star effect, and the chest piece having the mod for 6% AP regen, totaling 21%. I don't know, I'm not sure if chest is the same effect as you are adding it up. I don't use this chest, so I'm not sure which effect it carries. For some reason, that armor is giving me my AP back much faster than Vulcan with no powered mod. Because you have no powered mod, so that's the reason. It should be able to give more AP regen just from the intrinsic, but it does. It's different AP regen. Okay, you really need to watch my video about AP regen, as there are 3 types of AP regeneration. They're not the same. They're not the same. You cannot add those percentages or compare them. Those are different AP regions, different effects. So it is working on Vulcan. It's working as intended, but that's not the same as powered. That's not the same as campanity effect. I will not be able to explain it here without showing in game, so we'll need to go and watch my video about AP regeneration and how it stacks and everything. And last one, here. I'm shopping for a weather station to help my fishing. The Atomic Shop is selling the snow and thunderstorm stations. I'm wondering which one offers the best visibility. Thanks much. Best visibility, so thunderstorm. A snow reduces visibility a little bit. Thunderstorm just makes it slightly darker and raining. So thunderstorm you probably want. And something appeared at Bethesda. Alrighty. Here is an early look at upcoming combat and perk balancing changes. Okay, we're jumping in. We're jumping in there. And I will jump in there here, but we'll only take a quick look. I will do a video when I will read it again and add my comments. How long is... Oh, can we even read it here? Well, I should just make it into a video. It seems to be very long. So we'll not read it all here. We'll not read it all here, but we'll take a look. And then I will go through everything in a video. It's too long. It's long. So here we go. In the Gone Vision patch notes area this month, we provided an update on how we felt the combat rebalancing project we started last year has gone so far. Let's skip introduction. Let's see what they did. Combat balance. Manual aim improvements. We've made changes to all range. That's already done, so we know that. Some cone of fire recoil. But what are you doing? Oh, is that already live? Wait, medium and long scopes have additional zoom levels. Press the VATS button to toggle between 2 or 3 zoom levels. Depending on... that would be cool. Also, we can zoom further. Starting... okay. I don't think that's already live. Is that already live? Is that already live? I don't think so. Pistols, accuracy, minimal recoil, revolver, shotgun, submachine gun, semi-auto rifle, single-shot rifle. So that's what they want them to all do. The formula for calculating hit chances in VATS has been rewritten to be more consistent and intuitive. Overall hit chances with most weapons will be higher. Distant, smaller, and more difficult enemies will sometimes be harder to hit. So it will not be higher. If it will be harder to hit. So it's hit chance higher or lower, or higher up close but lower at distance. Assumption of max hit chance. Various factors reduce your hit chance, such as distance to the target, visibility of the target, difficulty of hitting each of the target's body parts, your weapon's range, cone of fire, recoil, fire rate, etc. Perks, weapon mods, etc. can improve. Each of these factors directly increase your hit chance. Also, more stuff will affect hit chance in VATS. Beyond about half of a weapon's range, hit chance steadily decreases to 0. Below about half of a weapon's range, penalties to hit chance are reduced. Okay, this would need to be tested in practice. From those notes, we cannot tell what they actually did. Additional bad changes. Players can no longer target body parts on the opposite side of enemies, such as ultra genetic shield generator through the front of the. Oh, come on! Come on, like that. That's what was needed. They figure out how to nerf the Guardian. No longer. But do they know that we don't need to target it? Where is the note about Ricochet no longer hitting the shield? Let's wait, maybe there is note about Ricochet. The distance to target calculation for large enemies now begins on the outer bounds of the creature rather than the center of the creature. This improves hit chances for many large creatures such as the Scorch Beast Queen. Yeah, I think Ricochet will be still fine. We'll see. Explosion changes. Force reductions. Oh, they no longer push corpses and objects as far. Okay, that's cool. Not affecting the damage. Okay, good. Explosion size adjustments. Bug grenade. Cryo grenade. Okay, where is minus? There. First. Third. that's a typo. Third Zappa. Nuclear quantum gun. Why? Quantum. Why did they hit the quantum gun with reduction? Fatman experimental MIRF. Initial doesn't count. Why would they boost initial explosion of the MIRF? That doesn't do anything. Oh, floater flamer grenade plus 150. That's, if you don't know, floater flamer grenades punch through walls. So this may be actually good now. That's one of the rare grenades. It was never used as radius was too small, but it does hit through walls. That can be good build. Floater flamer can be a grenade to use. Depending how it translates into real game, this 150% means nothing to me. Explosion VFX from the explosive legendary mode and ultrasight laser weapons and the laser carbine now match the weapon projectile color. Oh. I was thinking maybe they reduced the blindness of explosions. That's not it. Weapon base damage. That's not a buff. My 50 cal. Why would you like just out of a spice? This must be just of a spice. That's Turtle's favorite weapon. We cannot really nerf it because it's not really overpowered. Let's take 1 damage away. Let's take 1 damage away, just so Turtle notices. Not to really nerf it because it's not powerful, but we just want to send a message. Are you for real? You know, it's more weapons. Assault rifle has a buff. Another one. Or did they mess up something? Are they comparing to the old values? I'm not sure what was in their latest patch notes. Grenades. There is a lot of adjustments, but those I do not understand. Blunderbuss. Which one of you is using Blunderbuss and Bethesda do not like? Another one that losing 1 point in damage. Who made enemies at Bethesda outside of me that Blunderbuss is sending a message? So I'm not using this one, so that's not for me. This message is for someone else. Black powder pistol 751? Rifle 857? What? I don't know what they're doing there. But we are gonna be soloing the Guardian with black powder rifle soon. Unless there is some hidden nerf. Okay, I cannot go through every single one really here. That would be a different story to analyze when it will go live. As you can see, the list includes like about every single weapon in the game. So cannot go through every single one, but Tomahawk, look, they want us to use Tomahawks. I wanted to ask Grog to show me biggest changes or something. That The dragon, 1145 as a base. Thrown weapons such as throwing knives, fragmentation grenades, ship squash quills, and mines now scale with player level up to level 50. Oh, so they're buffing them, but not on low levels, so no one uses that on low levels. It's still no one gonna use it. Like the throwable quills, mines, grenades maybe, but knives, quills, no one's still gonna use it. I doubt it. Gauss minigun now gains increased damage when being fired for prolonged periods of time, peaking at 60% bonus damage. Now the question, is that additive or multiplicative bonus damage? What kind of bonus damage are we talking about? Only test would show that. Weight adjustments for throwable weapons. Some are going up. We don't need them heavier. Why are you making them? Why you make stuff more heavy? Are you freaking insane? Not like we don't suffer carry weight issues from those grenades already. Uh-oh, weapon bash damage. Bash damage has been increased for the following weapons, making weapon bashing much more practical. This synergizes with the changes to stock and bayonet mods listed below. Note, bash damage now scales with weapon levels, so the values below are for the weapon's maximum level. Lower levels are scaled proportionally. Where is the minigun? Where is the minigun? Where is the minigun? Can someone see the minigun? I don't care about other weapons. No one's still gonna bash with weapons. Where is the minigun? What? Are they know the Shredder mod is connected to this value? Are they aware that minigun Shredder mod is connected to this exact value as it automatic basher? Unless they're taking away this mod, I don't know. Like 8 folds increase? What? 15 to 104? That's gonna be half-second Guardian kill if that's what go through. It's gonna be Guardian kill in half of a second. And Snake will go down in probably 3 seconds. If you jetpack to the head. There is no way. There is no way that they don't. Who made up this value? Did they like randomly assign those values? Someone was doing some testing. Weapon ranges. We've adjusted the range for most player weapons to share up some of the shortest range weapons types, such as shotguns, and to help differentiate many weapon classes that previously coalesced, I don't know this word, coalesced, into about 204 to 88 feet of range when modded. Mods can have a strong impact on weapon ranges. So the numbers listed here are for the base weapon, short barrel. Why would you put numbers for the short barrel? Put numbers for the long barrel. No one is using short barrel if long is available. So those are base weapon ranges. So hunting rifle, if I put long barrel, then I would have like double that. 400. It's long normally like doubles. I'm not sure what's the implication of that. The scaling of different barrels is extremely important, as other than that, it doesn't really look much different, outside of the fact that pump action shotgun is getting its original range back, which is good. Additional changes. Weapon now have reduced damage when exceeding their maximum range down to 10%. Why? They just did that in last patch. They just changed every weapon to have 50% damage outside of the range. And now back to 10 again? Previously we had modified most weapons to scale to 50. That's what I'm talking about. This is unchanged. The change mentioned above only applies as weapons exceed their maximum range. What? So this is change. What are you talking about? Do you know how it works? Like the 50% applies when you exceed the maximum range. When you exceed the true maximum range, projectile disappears. So that's not it. Like, what are you talking about? They don't know how it works. The 50% reflects exceeding maximum range in life. Someone in chat is saying the Inter that made previous rework must have ended their term. Okay. That doesn't make sense. I need to make video about it. But let's take a look together until the end, and then I record video with more details. AP costs have been adjusted for the following weapons. All the weapons, but which way? Auto acts up. How does it matter? Like, no, you cannot use automatic melee in VATS because it doesn't work unless they fix that. A lot of those changes is very irrelevant. Okay, who's running the board as Bethesda is sending message that they like them? And who's running the Bowie knife because they don't like you? No, they do like you. Other way around. That's AP cost. Yeah, they don't like the person running the board, and they like someone who's running the Bowie knife. Okay, most of those changes very irrelevant. Doesn't mean anything. There is no like noticeable like. I can already tell, seeing those changes, that there is no noticeable gameplay difference after implementation of new AP values. There is no impact. There is impactless change for most of those weapons. Ultrasight laser, yeah, that will be positive, slight positive impact. This one is good, but all the melee one, they just did laser carbine back to 40. It was 40 before previous patch. They reduced it to 30. Now back to 40. Yeah, currently about the range on the weapons. Currently is down to 50% when you double the listed range. They changing it to 10. The explanation they putting there doesn't make sense. They don't know how it's working now. They trying to convince us that it works currently in different way than it actually works. Weapon sneak attack multipliers, they changing them a little bit again. Oh, giving huge attack multipliers to melee this time around. Still don't think there will be a lot of melee sneaky players. Just not feasible. Weapon critical attack multipliers. Melee changes for them. Again, flare gun. Who's changing that? Do they know what flare gun is in Fallout 76? It's not a gun. It's not a weapon. Who's making this change? That's not a weapon. Unless they plan to add a mod to the flare gun that will do the damage. Weapon mods. The vast majority of melee and range weapon mods have been updated to have more consistent and intuitive effects and to offer additional choices for a variety of playstyles. Over 1000 mods updated, which may be good. Okay, what stat barrel will do? Stat barrel now make a weapon easier to use while moving at short range. That's what it already does. But maybe they change value. Minimum cone of fire, reduce maximum cone of fire. So they make them more accurate and even easier to control. Assuming they comparing that to the life and not just what it already does. Is that what it do? The shorter the barrel, the lower the recoil and better accuracy. But it's lowering the range. Reduction to AP cost, that's new. Faster draw speed. I'm guessing if weapon is holstered, that doesn't matter then. Medium and long. While the longer range for medium and long barrels make it easier to hit targets both in manual aim and VATS and preserve more of your damage when firing at distant targets. They're now a bit more difficult to use on the go. Increasing the recoil and so on. Doesn't affect VATS. It was never affecting VATS and still doesn't. Weapon scope and sights. Glow sights now increase VATS accuracy and reduce weapon AP cost. Okay, so glow sights are fixed. As glow sights did nothing for VATS, now they will reduce AP cost. The dot sights do that currently. The glow dot sights do that. Regular glow sight doesn't. Now they're adding glow sight. Muzzle mods. Compensators now reduce a weapon's initial recoil and greatly increase the amount of shots that can be fired before reaching maximum recoil. It's already doing about that, so we will need to see in-game how much it's changed. Bleed, fire, and poison mods. Changes have been made to fire and poison mods to offer better damage over time. Better? They buffing it again? They nerfed, buffed, and nerfed fire so many times that I'm getting lost. We've also made changes to some of these mods to convert more of their original damage to fire or poison. Mods that add blades to weapons now more consistently have a bleed physical damage over time effect. The damage from this effect has been greatly increased. So bleed or physical, they keep confusing the two. In Fallout, if you don't know that, there are two effects. There is bleed, which is a through damage, direct damage regardless of enemy armor. And there is physical dot, which looks the same on icon, but completely different damage. Physical dot is affected by armor and greatly reduced. So which one is it? Do they want to go away with true damage? Should they want everything to be physical? They're conflicting two different effects. Unless they're removing one and there'll be only one now. Receiver mods. Weapon, ammo. Stronger ammo, more damage, and faster break. So that makes sense. Stocks and bayonets. Paired with the damage increase on the weapon themselves, switching from a grip to a stock or adding a bayonet or both will greatly improve bash damage. Okay. Prime receivers. Prime receivers have been modified to be vastly more powerful, but overall more expensive to use. Not only will players need to more actively seek out ultrasight ammo, see the ammo changes section below, but weapons with prime receivers will be a bit harder to handle than before. The major changes for prime receivers as follows: 100% bonus damage, 20 longer range, 25% AP cost, which is more damage with new perk, higher recoil and maximum cone of fire, 10% slower rate of fire. Okay, that's this one hurts. 10% slower rate of fire. It's not too bad, depends on the weapon. It should be still positive, but it was not there before, so the negative is new. They're taking away ammo. Is this 100% bonus damage additive or multiplicative? That's very important. As if it's additive, on some weapons, going from 25 to 100, so that's 75 percentage points more, but then slowing the fire rate by 10%, that will be a wash. So they will be doing the same DPS for some weapons with the build that includes all the damage increasing perks, if that's additive. So we'll see about that. Semi-automatics. Semi-automatics will have more ammo? That doesn't make sense. Automatic should hold more ammo. Ammo changes. The light machine gun now uses 45 caliber ammo instead of 308. Oh, they're changing LMG. Gauss weapons and 2mm. We've made a few changes with the goal of easing the high ammo cost of using Gauss minigun. The crafting yields and contextual ammo drop rates for 2mm have been increased. Gauss pistol now uses 2 ammo per shot and has 18 round clip. Gauss rifle now uses 3 ammo per shot That doesn't make any sense. That's not a shotgun. How are you using multiple ammo per shot? The only Gauss shotgun firing multiple would make some sense. That's odd. Okay, that's gonna be working. It just feels weird with with this change. They just should give different ammo type for Gauss minigun. It should be special core. Ultrasight ammo is no longer included in contextual ammo drops. Instead, you will receive randomized ammo. So farm it now if you want to use. I will be farming lots of ultrasight ammo as we still can. Radstorm glowing creature changes. In order to increase the availability of materials used for crafting ultrasight ammo, we've made the following changes. Radstorms are slightly more common across Appalachia. Nuke flora such as bombberries and flash ferns now have a chance to appear in radstorms. Glowing creatures now have a chance to appear in radstorms. Glowing creatures will often scale slightly above player levels up to level 100. Glowing creatures now scale more appropriately for lower level players. Glowing creatures can drop hardened mass and similar nuke-only materials during radstorms, including glowing creatures that would have spawned regardless of the radstorm. And I don't know how impactful that will be, but it will help with materials. The auto-axe and chainsaw attack speed have been reduced from about 27 hits per second to 14 hits per second. Cut by half. DPS of auto-axe and chainsaw by half. These weapons should no longer differ in attack speed between first and third person views. They already barely, so don't tell me that's a fix. They differ by about 5 attacks per second between first and third person, so they barely differ. They differ a lot in the past. Fix an incorrect firing sound for the 10mm. Okay, that's not important. Reduce the impact of lag on the rate at which the VATS critical attack meter fills. Situation when the player would fill the meter in 2 hits will now be closer to 3 to 4 shots. Crits are out. Can we still compensate it with full set of limit breaking? To get it still every 2 hits? Maybe. Start saving your limit breaking mods for your VATS builds. Explosions from nuka grenades no longer ignore line of sight. Oh, what? They no longer penetrate walls? That was the whole point. They said we are giving you buffs and there's terrible nerfs as usually. Oh, sneak damage is now multiplicative instead of additive, meaning sneak attacks can hit much harder. Oh, this one's huge buff. Sneak attacks multiplicative? Oh, wow. You don't even realize how much it changes damage for some weapons. That skyrockets silent weapons and weapons that you can use with sneak. When sneak is, of course, available, which is not on the most important bosses. Ghoul Feral accuracy reduction now reduces VAT hit chance to 30% in addition to the unchanged 300% con of fire increase. So that's a buff for Feral Ghoul. As currently on live, it's reducing to 0. So it's reducing to 30. So that's way better to start with 30 than 0. Bonus limb damage from Twisted Muscle no longer works with range weapons. So that was not intended to work with every weapon. Twisted Muscles now reduces VAT chance by 30% in addition to the unchanged 50% con of fire. Okay, Twisted Muscles out from the next patch. Vulcan Power Armor Gilmore Bracers mod. Con of fire reduction. 60, 20, 40. Nerf. Scope. They nerfing gimbal. Why? My favorite gimbal bracers. By 3 folds. They are nerfing it by 3 folds. Am I switching back to the poison mode? 3 folds. You know how hard it was to farm this power armor and all its modification, Bethesda? It took me a full month of hardcore raid farming to get those plans. I enjoyed it when it lasted. Perk adjustments, crackshot, ground pounder, modern renegade cone of fire, stabilized cone of fire reduction. Stabilize is being nerfed. They all being nerfed. Stabilizers 4-star legend. Why they nerfing stabilizers? Is that overused? No, don't tell me it's a bug fix. Stabilizers hurts you? Like, okay, how many people is using stabilizers? I know there are some, but that's minority. It's not overused mod. Please let me switch some of those values. Give me a mod settings. I will fix that for you. Some of that are absolutely unnecessary. And sneak attack being multiplicative? Okay, fine, but tune back the buff to the values that you gave. Sneak will be so broken with this change. I'm not saying I'm not happy that it will do more damage, but hey, you are nerfing auto-axe because it's doing too much, and you are giving sneak the same treatment. So we are replacing auto-axe with sneak attacks. Guardian is not gonna like it unless you fix the sneak attacks on Guardian already. Enemy adjustments. Since many low-performing weapons have received significant damage increases, median player damage is now much higher. Yeah. To account for this, we've adjusted the health and resistance of the following creatures. Note, these creatures also have additional contrast in their resistances to better highlight their strengths and weaknesses versus each damage type. Turret, hostile turrets, not in player camps and workshops. Wait, buff my turrets too? Why only hostile turrets? Super mutants will have more health. So all enemies will basically have more health. We need tougher enemies, but not necessarily just buffing existing ones. I was thinking more about new enemies. Like, we need tougher enemies, like new raid, new map area. Differentiate between end game areas and early game areas more. Like, make enemies around Cranberry Bog tougher. That's supposed to be end game area. Oh, they figured out Liberators now do energy damage, so you'll be able to heal with legendary perk from them. They nerf a Deathglow damage for some reason. Oh, they nerfed volatile enemies in daily ops. So the only scary mutation is no longer scary. That's nice. I mean, not necessary, but okay. In this update, we are finishing up our rebalancing of weapon perks, which include the heavy melee thrown and bow weapons. Heavy gunner perks are being replaced with perks that focus on spending ammo to gain bonuses. Okay, let's see what the changes are. Instead of reading descriptions. Slugger. Melee damage versus crippled. 30... Did you just kill the perk? Are you serious? Do you see the easy target has 75% for rank of 3 and for melee it's 30 equivalent? Are you kidding me with this one? Slugger expert. Cost 2. Blunt melee weapons deal plus 100% limb damage. This one is good. Slugger master. Cost 3. Blunt melee weapons deal plus 50% power attack damage. If it's still multiplicative, and probably it is, that's really good again. Gladiator. 30% damage against bleeding enemies. Garbage. Gladiator expert. Blade melee weapons gain 20% swing speed. Cost of 2. Okay. Gladiator master. Your bleed effects have 35% more damage and 25% less duration. So bleed damage works faster and hits harder. I'm not sure if there will be room for bleed builds, as they seem to be nerfing it. We'll see. If any actual bleed still remains, which is at true damage, then maybe. Your fist weapons deal more damage based on your damage resist. How much more? They should put maximum value possible. Heavy Gunner. 9% damage per stack of Bullet Storm. Oh, new effect. We'll be stacking Bullet Storm. Cool. Gain 1 stack of Bullet Storm for every 50 ammo spent up to 10 stacks. Each stack increases damage by 3% and 9% resets when you reload or change weapons. Oh, so we need quad heavy guns for this. 9% per stack, 50 ammo spent. Some weapons can dish out lots of ammo, so after 500 ammo, it will be full stacks, 90% damage. Note on the Bullet Storm. The perk Drum Corpse grants the ability to gain a stacking buff based on ammo spent. This buff increases the damage you deal, and other perks can add additional effects. You can have up to 10 stacks of Bullet Storm, and they last until you change weapons or reload. Okay, that may be cool. 90% bonus damage. That's substantial. I can see some quad Gatling plasmas being used. Heavy Gunner Expert. Weapons spin up faster. How much faster? That can be cool. Heavy Gunner Master. Your Bullet Storm stack limit is doubled. Oh, we can go 20. 180% damage. Okay, now we're talking. You keep half of your Bullet Storm stacks when you reload. Each stack increases reload speed by 1%. Oh, half can be kept? Okay, that's cool. I like those new perks. Like, some are garbage, but those for Heavy Gunner are really cool. Bare Arms, each stack of Bullet Storm increases your bash damage. That doesn't make sense. That's dead one. Pain Train, improve hit detection and limited hit rate. So they limited the hit rate of Pain Train. Counts as fist weapon. Increases base damage and damage per rank. Uses 5 AP per hit. Fist weapon. What do they mean by the fist weapon? If I put a fist mod, like electrified one, on my power armor, will that hit it when I'm using? That can be super powerful, assuming it's working as I think it is. I may be completely wrong. Bow before me. 40% armor, 10% stagger. With bows thrown melee. Okay, decent. Archer. Arrows and thrown melee weapons bounce towards 3 additional... Oh, that's cool! 80% damage to 3 additional targets. Bouncing arrows. I like that. Archer Expert. Deal 10% damage for each impairment your target has. Impairments are crippled, bleeding, burning, poison. This info is shown in the Pip-Boy Effects tab. Too weak. Archer Master. Arrow and thrown melee weapons pierce targets. Pierce and bounce? Okay, cool. The throwing arc effect has been moved to the settings menu. Thrown weapons fly 50% further. Good. Improve benefit of being well rested, homebody. Well rested grants +2 agility, kindred spirit grants +2 perception, lover embrace grants +2 charisma. It costs 1, so that makes sense. EMT. Automatically revive a downed teammate once every 3 minutes and grant them increased healing for 1 minute. Automatically? How that works? So if your teammate is nearby, dev note, both players need to be in the same area or interior and within a reasonable distance. Okay, that is quite cool, but the problem is it's not very common for you to go down and survive. They would need to fix it, so whenever you go into down state, you cannot really be finished off by NPCs, as now you can. Players revive damage for 2 minutes. Revenant. They changed the Revenant. Players you revive are fully healed. I don't think anyone gonna invest much in that. Rat Sponge. Absorb 30% of rats taken and restore hunger and thirst. Oh, that's kind of cool for humans. Rats feed you. Interesting idea. Ninja. 100% sneak attack damage with melee and bows. Oh, and bows sneak attack damage, Ninja. Cool. Psychopath. Hits outside VATS, refill your critical meter at 15% contribution. Oh, we can crit outside of VATS? Or just fill the meter? Okay, let's see. Grim Reaper Sprint. Gain 10% action point regeneration per kill while on kill streak. Max 10. Decent. Bloody Mess. Bleeding enemies you kill have a chance to explode for more damage based on your luck. I don't like that. I don't want more explosions. Does not damage you. Still not great. I don't want more explosions in my face. Power Armor Reboot. Automatically revive using a stim pack while in Power Armor. No! I hope they didn't change it truly, but that description, it looks like they did change it. Currently, you don't go into down state with Power Armor Reboot. It's insta-heal. If I need to go into down state, then I don't want it anymore because down state is unreliable. Sometimes you just insta-die. For example, inside the raid, you cannot be in the down state at all, so I was using Power Armor Reboot to save myself. If that's now normal down state and the stim pack, I like the idea of cooldown. I just hope it doesn't go through animation. If it does, then that's dead. Hack and Slash. Melee attacks deal 60% of their damage in a small area. No longer VATS related. That's good. What is the small area? That can be really good now, Hack and Slash. So I like that this one is back. What, the Power Armor Reboot is not working in raids now? It was working for me last time. At least I feel it did trigger. Chance to auto-revive increase from 50 to 100% at that 5-minute cooldown. So life-saving perk will do auto-revive? 100%? One piece? Rejuvenators now adds HP and AP regeneration to the Hunger and Thirst abilities. What? Full plus Rejuvenated perk provides 6 HP and AP regeneration. Full plus Rejuvenated perk rank 1. Full provides 3 HP and AP. Well, normal, partial. Okay, so they change what food does. Health. I don't like the health regeneration aspect. It's not always good. Sometimes you don't want health regeneration. Choo-choos. This effect has been overhauled to use the Pain Train perk. Each item equipped with this mod grants +1 rank to Pain Train. This can go beyond the max rank of 3 and works even if you do not have the perk equipped. It also adds an on-hit bleeding effect to Pain Train that scales with more choo-choo mods equipped. Oh, that can be cool, assuming it works. I need to see, but that I like the idea. Weapon Workbench. Categories have been renamed for better sorting. And that's fine. Categories. Ashro's T duration increased to 1 hour. Everything should be increased to 1 hour. Floating damage numbers now have a random offset. Oh, I mean, they do not overlap. Damage over time effects now display floating damage numbers. Oh, that's cool, but there will be a lot of damage numbers now. I hope we can separately disable dot damage numbers, as they will be messing up on the screen a lot. At first I was reading that random damage numbers. I was thinking they know the damage numbers are not accurate, so they will randomize them more. that means offset, not just displaying random numbers. Our damage numbers now display random numbers. Unarmed tag renamed to Fist. Fist weapons now include either the blunt or sharp tags. Automatic melee has been renamed to Power Tool. Clarified the cursed description. Inspecting a fish now shows how many of it you have caught. Oh, that's good. This stat is unfortunately not retroactively and will... Oh, they only count forward. So all the fish I did get doesn't count. So that is it. I will make a video about it. So if you missed something here, I will go over those details and discuss it in a video. I will maybe even zoom it more for the video so everyone see what we are covering on an entire screen in case someone will be watching on the phone. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. I need to say that, oh, my battery died. How long ago did it die? I was too excited about reading it. I didn't even notice the battery is dead. Come on, work. Reviving the camera. There we go. Random should be the name of that update. Yeah. Don't forget, everyone. That's the first suggestion. So that will change during the public test server testing. When we start testing, hopefully you will give them some ideas too, like what you think about all of it. Bethesda just toss a handful of D6 to choose damage numbers for balancing. Yeah, that's probably what they do. First iteration of public test server gonna be crazy. Okay. I will probably not be able to catch up with entire chat. So, everyone, I will be back shortly with a long video covering the topic of those notes if you want to watch that again, or if you missed something. For now, thank you a lot for being here, and we see each other after the weekend as I'm going to Barmouth. So see you after the weekend, and that being said, have a good weekend. Turtle out. Bye everyone. Take care.